that do not pray to him. It's not against Christianity. Whether you are rich or poor, yes, definitely they can practice Buddhism, but this is also a gray area. Hi, I'm Chucky, a former Buddhist monk and Dharma teacher. This is the Cotton Channel where we break down myths and superstitions and bring you real Buddhist wisdom. So let's bring the elephant in the room. Can a Christian be a Buddhist at the same time while he's a Christian? We're not talking about the normal Christian where they half-half, like don't really go to church or don't really believe in Christianity but just remain as a Christian. We're talking about pure Christians who are really devoted to Jesus and God and whatnot and all these things. Can they actually practice Buddhism? So the short answer is yes, you can actually be a Buddhist and a Christian at the same time, but it comes with some clause. So first thing you need to understand, what is Buddhism and who is Buddha? So Buddha is not a god, he's not a deity, he's not someone to pray to. Buddha himself does not encourage, in fact he is against people praying to him. He specifically said that do not pray to him as a god. He said that he is not a god. He is more like a teacher, a philosophical teacher who teaches us the way of life. So in modern language, you can think of it this way. Buddha actually discovered the way of life. What is life? We often ask ourselves, what is life? And since you are not praying to Buddha, so it is not against praying to other god or believing in other god if you are a Christian. So if you are not praying to Buddha, if you are not believing in other god, it's not against Christianity at all. And then the second thing you want to know is that to practice Buddhism, there are certain belief systems that you do not need to follow because it might be not aligned with Christianity. Like for example, there's rebirth and then nirvana and all these things, right? So you can pick and choose because Buddha himself actually said that do not follow scriptures, do not follow tradition, do not follow a senior monk or whatever he had even taught. He said that to pick and choose what you think is suitable for yourself. So in the case of Christians, you can pick and choose what is not against your religion and then learn what is in Buddhism. So for me, what is Buddhism? Buddhism is a philosophical teaching you how to awaken your senses, awaken yourself to realize what is life, what is the purpose of life, what to do and what not to do, and then to understand why is life like this, why is this happening, why is that happening. So for example, in Buddhism, the core teaching in Buddhism is all about suffering. So in the Four Noble Truths, the most fundamental thing in Buddhism is the Four Noble Truths, where he said that you should understand that suffering exists and then to identify what the suffering is, and then to identify what is causing suffering and how to solve all the suffering problem. So you might think that this is a very negative thought to think about, but actually it happens to every single person, whether you are rich or poor, whether you are having like a good family or not. It will definitely happen to all of us because we have to go through the cycle of birth, which is painful, old age, which is also painful, and then sickness is definitely painful, and then death is also painful. These are all suffering. These are the fundamental thing of suffering. There are also a lot of things that even if you are rich, you might not be happy, you might have a broken family, or you have a stepmother, or if you have a stepson or your husband is not treating you well or whatnot and all these things. Just because we think that someone that is very rich does not have any problem, it does not mean it is that way. Suffering happens to all of us. So Buddha actually taught us how to deal with all these problems, how to deal with suffering. So that is why in Buddhism, Buddha taught us to understand that suffering exists, do not deny that suffering exists, identify what the suffering is, and then we identify what the cause of the suffering is, and then we solve the suffering, how to get out of suffering. So let's say if you're depressed, you need to identify, oh, I am depressed, and then what causes depression, and then how do we step out of it. And then so back to the topic, can Christians practice Buddhism? Yes, definitely they can practice Buddhism, but like we have said earlier, you have to pick and choose what you should practice and what you should not practice. For example, in Buddhism, we believe in rebirth. we believe in samsara. We believe that once you die, you are rebirth again and again and again, which in Christianity, it is not that way. In Christian, is that either you go to heaven or you go to hell. But in Buddhism, it is not that way. So this is one part that you can think, and then maybe you might want to not believe in this part of Buddhism. And then there's one gray area where they talk about karma, cause and effect. Okay, so what karma actually taught us is that when you do something bad, bad things will happen to you. When you do something good, good things will happen to you. It's a very fair system. You cannot escape bad things happening to you, and you cannot escape good things happening to you. But this is also a gray area where in Christianity is that Jesus will forgive all your sin and whatnot and all these things. But in here, I think it is a very good way to actually hold ourselves accountable for our action. So you might want to practice this and then think that, oh, if I do something good, it will affect someone else. It will bring happiness to someone else. If I do something bad, it will bring bad things to someone else. So it depends on how you want to practice this. You can practice this all the way, or you can practice this halfway, which, like for me, is that I believe that whether if I get good or bad at the end, I will still want to try to do good things. And then in Buddhism, there are a lot of other teachings, like teaching you not to be greedy, not to have a bad heart, and then to have love, kindness, to spread your kindness, to have compassionate for others, to do good things, to do good merits and all these things. I think these are very good things that you can follow. And then there's also the 5 precepts where they say do not kill, do not lie, do not steal, do not do sexual misconduct, do not drink alcohol. I think these are the things that we can take as an example, as an inspiration to learn, because these are all good things that are taught in Buddhism. And then, of course, in Buddhism, there are also a lot of other things, like there are prayers, there are Pali chanting, there are meditation, and there are doing merits. These 3 things, these are the 3 main things that they practice a lot. So for prayers, you can also still do Pali prayers, but you can pick and choose. Like some that is going against your religion, then you can omit it. If it is aligned with your religion, then I think why not? Like for example, they would say like praying for my parents, praying for my siblings, for my colleagues, my friends, my whoever that I've met, whoever that I've harmed or not harmed, and all these things. I think those prayers are very good. You can actually do those prayers. And then for meditation, I think why not learn meditation? I think meditation is something very good. Meditation is as simple as just closing your eyes and then focus on your breathing. This will actually help to calm down your mind. This is actually not really so religion specific. It is from India and China, but it is also something that I think that does not go against Christianity at all. Like you won't go to hell for meditating, for just calming yourself down. So I think that is also one practice that you can follow. And so at the end of the day, can a Christian actually practice Buddhism? I think yes, definitely he can practice Buddhism, but pick and choose what you want to pick and choose. It does not go against Buddhism at all. So in Christianity as well, as long if you don't label Buddhism as Buddhism, right, and then you just follow all these good things, right? And then you just, so at the end of the day, can a Christian practice Buddhism? I think it is very possible. And then I think that there's nothing wrong with Christian practicing Buddhism, because these are all teaching good things. But pick and choose what is suitable for you. In Buddhism itself, even if you are pure Buddhist, you are supposed to pick and choose what you want to follow as well, what you think that is right for you, and not blindly follow. So in Christianity, it is not against Christianity if you pick and choose and practice what you want to practice. So please do let me know in the comment section if you are Christian and then you don't know whether it is sinful to practice Buddhism, or if you are a Christian who does not know whether if you should be practicing or not practicing Buddhism, or if you are just a Buddhist that is curious about it, or if you have a friend that wants to practice Buddhism but is unsure. Please do let me know in the comment section. At the end of the day, I think Buddhism is a very beautiful culture and beautiful knowledge kind of thing. So I hope that you guys would practice some of the teachings, and then I hope to see you guys in the next video. Namaste.